In the vast theater of global power, where nations rise and fall like the tides of the ocean, one country's quiet ascent has caught the gaze of the world. India, with its rich tapestry of history, culture, and innovation, has awakened a curiosity that borders on apprehension. Today, we explore a question that lingers in the corridors of global strategy. Why is America afraid of India? As we journey through the layers of economy, technology, and diplomacy, we uncover the subtle yet profound reasons behind this intrigue. When we look at the global stage today, one of the most remarkable phenomena is the sheer scale and speed of India's economic transformation. For decades, India was seen as a developing nation, its potential often underestimated, its resources overlooked, and its talent underestimated. Yet quietly, steadily, and with a relentless determination, India has been charting a course that defies expectations, rewriting the story of what a nation can achieve. The magnitude of India's economy, already among the largest in the world, is a testament to the ingenuity, resilience, and ambition of its people. Across cities and villages alike, the pulse of entrepreneurship, innovation, and productivity beats strong as millions contribute to a growing network of commerce, technology, and industry that connects the local with the global. The remarkable aspect of this growth is not just the numbers, which are impressive by any measure, but the speed and diversity with which it is occurring. Sectors that were once considered nascent, such as information technology, pharmaceuticals, renewable energy, and digital services, have surged to the forefront, placing India in a position where it is no longer just a participant in the global economy, but a driver of new trends, new ideas, and new markets. The scale of India's domestic market adds another layer to this story. With over 1 billion citizens, a rapidly growing middle class, and an increasingly sophisticated consumer base, the country presents opportunities that few other nations can match. Companies from across the world recognize this, investing heavily, seeking partnerships, and positioning themselves to tap into a nation that is not just producing goods and services, but shaping consumption patterns, innovation trajectories, and economic models and worlds. India's economic growth is underpinned by a demographic dividend that is unprecedented in modern history. With a young, dynamic workforce, the country has the potential to sustain growth over decades, fueling industries with energy, creativity, and ambition. Unlike nations facing aging populations and stagnating productivity, India benefits from a human engine that is eager to learn, innovate, and create value. This demographic advantage is amplified by a growing emphasis on education, skills development, and entrepreneurship, equipping millions to participate in the global economy on a scale that is truly transformative. Infrastructure, too, plays a vital role in this economic story. From highways to railways, from ports to digital networks, India is building the foundations that support trade, investment, and connectivity. Urban centers are being transformed into hubs of innovation and commerce, while rural regions are increasingly integrated into national and global markets, enabling a more inclusive growth story that strengthens the overall economy. The resilience of India's economy is another factor that draws attention. Time and again, whether faced with global recessions, oil shocks, or financial uncertainties, India has demonstrated an ability to adapt, recover, and even thrive. Policy reforms, regulatory improvements, and a focus on sustainability have helped the nation navigate turbulent waters, maintaining growth momentum and signaling to the world that India is not a fleeting success, but a permanent and evolving presence in the global economic landscape. The growth trajectory is also characterized by diversification and innovation. India is not relying on a single sector or a single export to drive progress. Instead, multiple sectors are expanding simultaneously, from technology to agriculture, from manufacturing to services, creating a robust and balanced economic ecosystem. First, innovation hubs are emerging, startups are multiplying, and the culture of problem-solving is driving solutions not just for India, but for challenges faced globally. Trade and international engagement further magnify India's economic influence. Strategic partnerships, exports of goods and services, and active participation in multilateral institutions enable India to wield economic power in ways that shape global markets, influence pricing, and contribute to international policy discussions. The country's economic strategy reflects both ambition and vision, balancing growth with social development, industrial advancement with sustainability, and domestic priorities with international engagement. Observers around the world, including some of the most powerful nations, watch with a mixture of admiration and apprehension, recognizing that India's economic ascent is not a temporary phenomenon, but a long-term shift that will alter the balance of global influence. It is this combination of scale, speed, diversity, and resilience that makes India's economic trajectory extraordinary. It is not merely a matter of statistics or GDP figures, but a reflection of a society mobilized, a nation committed to progress, and a people who refuse to be constrained by past limitations, who instead embrace challenges as opportunities, turning ambition into tangible, measurable, and world-changing outcomes. India's rise on the global stage is not solely a story of economic growth or demographic advantage. It is equally a story of technological ingenuity, digital transformation, and the power of innovation. Across the length and breadth of the nation, from bustling metropolitan hubs to smaller cities and even remote regions, a quiet revolution is taking place, one that is reshaping how India interacts with the world, how it solves problems, and how it asserts itself as a force to be reckoned with in the 21st century. Technology in India is no longer confined to software services or IT outsourcing. It has permeated every aspect of society, every industry, and every opportunity. The nation has nurtured a generation of innovators, entrepreneurs, and engineers who combine technical expertise with creativity, ambition, and a determination to make a global impact. India's leadership in digital services is already evident in the scale and reach of its IT sector, which powers companies and governments around the world, providing solutions that range from enterprise software to cutting-edge artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and cybersecurity. Yet beyond this, India is embracing digital transformation domestically with unparalleled speed. The rise of digital payment systems, online education platforms, e-governance initiatives, and telemedicine solutions has connected millions of citizens, enabling access to services, information, and opportunities that were unimaginable just a few decades ago. These advancements are not mere conveniences. They are instruments of empowerment, creating a digitally literate population that can participate in the economy, governance, and global knowledge networks. Startups and entrepreneurial ventures further drive this technological surge, turning India into one of the fastest-growing innovation ecosystems in the world. Cities like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Pune have become synonymous with creativity, problem-solving, and high-tech development, attracting talent and investment from every corner of the globe. These startups are tackling challenges that are both local and global, From renewable energy solutions to fintech innovations, healthcare technology, space applications, and artificial intelligence. By fostering a culture that celebrates risk-taking, experimentation, and resilience, India is positioning itself as a hub of ideas and products that can compete on the global stage, challenging the dominance of traditional tech giants, while also collaborating to create shared value. The nation's investment in research and development further solidifies this leadership. From cutting-edge space missions to advancements in biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, and quantum computing, India is pushing the boundaries of what is possible, demonstrating that innovation is not the privilege of a few developed nations, admired both, but a right and capability of a nation determined to chart its own path. Government initiatives like a Digital India and a Startup India have created an enabling environment for innovation, reducing bureaucratic barriers, providing incentives, and encouraging collaboration between industry, academia, and the public sector. These efforts have amplified India's technological footprint, ensuring that breakthroughs are not confined to laboratories or elite institutions, but reach millions, transforming lives and creating new avenues for economic and social development. In addition, India's prowess in software development, app creation, and global IT services has positioned the country as an indispensable player in the digital supply chain. The knowledge, skills, and infrastructure that have emerged over decades have created a competitive edge that is difficult to replicate, making India a partner of choice for nations and corporations seeking technological solutions, innovation, and reliability. Beyond commercial and industrial applications, technology in India is reshaping society itself. E-governance platforms ensure that citizens have access to vital services. Telemedicine and digital health solutions extend care to remote communities. Educational platforms bridge gaps in learning opportunities, and digital finance empowers people previously excluded from formal banking. In this way, India's technological leadership is not just about global prestige or economic advantage. It is about the ability to improve lives, transform communities, and influence the trajectory of the nation in profound ways. The world is watching as India continues to invest in artificial intelligence, machine learning, cybersecurity, and next-generation technologies, recognizing that the country is not merely catching up, but is often setting the pace, innovating solutions that will define the future of commerce. Governance, healthcare, and education. It is this combination of talent, scale, ambition, and societal impact that makes India's technological and digital innovation leadership truly extraordinary. While some nations may view this rise with curiosity or even concern, it is a clear signal that India is asserting itself as a nation that embraces the future, a nation capable of creating transformative solutions, and a nation whose technological influence will echo across the globe. When considering why India evokes both admiration and apprehension on the global stage, one cannot ignore the remarkable evolution of its military capabilities. Over the past decades, India has invested not only in expanding the size of its armed forces, but also in modernizing them, transforming them into a professional, technologically advanced, and strategically capable force. The Indian military today is not merely a defensive mechanism. It is a symbol of national resilience, a manifestation of strategic foresight, and a demonstration of the country's ability to protect its interests, project power, and contribute to global stability. At the heart of India's military modernization is a commitment to self-reliance. Indigenous defense production has taken center stage, with initiatives aimed at reducing dependence on imports and developing homegrown technologies. Advanced fighter jets, sophisticated missile systems, naval vessels, and armored vehicles are being designed, tested, and deployed with an eye towards strategic superiority. These developments are not just technical achievements, they are statements of intent, signaling that India is capable of defending its sovereignty while simultaneously asserting itself as a nation that can operate confidently on the global stage. Nuclear capabilities form a critical component of India's strategic strength. India has maintained a policy of credible minimum deterrence, ensuring that its nuclear arsenal is both modern and reliable, capable of deterring potential adversaries while avoiding unnecessary escalation. The careful and calculated expansion of nuclear capabilities reflects a nation that understands the balance of power and the importance of strategic signaling in maintaining national security and international respect. Beyond nuclear deterrence, India has invested heavily in conventional forces, recognizing that a strong, agile, and technologically advanced army, navy, and air force are essential for both defense and strategic influence. Modernization programs have focused on enhancing mobility, precision strike capability, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance systems, ensuring that the armed forces are equipped to respond effectively to a wide range of threats. The Indian Navy has become a formidable presence in the Indian Ocean region, capable of projecting power, safeguarding trade routes, and contributing to regional security. Its fleet of aircraft carriers, destroyers, submarines, and amphibious vessels reflects both strategic planning and operational readiness. Maritime dominance is particularly significant given India's position at the crossroads of critical global shipping lanes and its interest in maintaining stability in the surrounding regions. The Air Force, similarly, has embraced modernization with the acquisition of multi-role fighter jets, advanced radar systems, and precision-guided munitions. These developments enhance India's ability to respond swiftly to emerging threats, conduct coordinated operations across multiple domains, and maintain air superiority in any conflict scenario. Technology plays an increasingly vital role in India's defense strategy. From drone technology and electronic warfare to satellite-based reconnaissance and cyber defense, India is integrating cutting-edge tools into its military doctrine. This focus on technological integration ensures that India is prepared for modern warfare, which increasingly relies on information dominance, rapid response, and precision targeting. Strategic alliances and partnerships also enhance India's military capabilities. By engaging in joint exercises, technology sharing, and defense collaborations with other nations, India has expanded its knowledge base, strengthened interoperability, and gained exposure to advanced operational concepts. These interactions not only improve tactical efficiency, but also signal India's ability to operate on an international scale, reinforcing its status as a responsible and capable power. Importantly, India's military modernization is complemented by strategic doctrine and planning. The nation has emphasized readiness, strategic depth, and flexibility, ensuring that forces are not only equipped with modern hardware, but also trained to respond to diverse scenarios, from border skirmishes to counter-terrorism operations and humanitarian interventions. Exercises and simulations reinforce operational preparedness, cultivate discipline, and instill confidence in the armed forces' ability to protect the nation's interests. The global perception of India's military strength is also shaped by its regional influence. In South Asia and the Indian Ocean region, India is increasingly seen as a stabilizing force capable of deterring aggression, maintaining peace, and contributing to collective security efforts. This perception, combined with tangible military capabilities, contributes to a growing recognition among other major powers that India is not just a rising economy, but a formidable strategic actor with the ability to influence regional and global outcomes. The synthesis of modernization, strategic planning, technological integration, and regional influence makes India's military a cornerstone of its national power. It reflects a nation that has learned from history, embraced innovation, and invested in long-term security, ensuring that India can defend its sovereignty, assert its strategic interests, and participate confidently in shaping the international order. One of India's most profound and enduring strengths lies not in its territory, its natural resources, or even its history, but in its people. And the demographic advantage that India possesses is unparalleled in the modern world, a vast reservoir of talent, energy, and potential that has the power to shape the nation's destiny, and indeed influence global affairs. With over 1 billion citizens, a significant proportion of whom are young, dynamic, and ambitious, India stands at the threshold of a generational opportunity that few nations can match. This demographic dividend is not merely a statistic. It represents a workforce capable of driving innovation, sustaining economic growth, and contributing to every sector of society. The youth of India are increasingly educated, tech-savvy, and globally connected. They are learning not only from textbooks, but also from experience, exposure to global trends, and digital connectivity that transcends geographical boundaries. This combination of knowledge, adaptability, and ambition positions India to leapfrog traditional development models to create solutions that are uniquely suited to the challenges of the 21st century, and to influence industries, economies, and societies far beyond its borders. Education plays a central role in harnessing this demographic potential. India has invested heavily in expanding access to quality education, from primary schools to universities and technical institutes. Institutions of higher learning, particularly in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, produce graduates capable of contributing to high-tech industries, research initiatives, and global innovation networks. Vocational training and skill development programs complement formal education, ensuring that India's workforce is equipped with practical abilities that meet the demands of a rapidly evolving global economy. The sheer size of India's population also creates scale in innovation and productivity. With millions of minds thinking, experimenting, and problem-solving simultaneously, India becomes a laboratory for ideas, a proving ground for solutions, and a source of talent that attracts global attention. Startups emerge in cities and towns alike, driven by young entrepreneurs who recognize opportunities, embrace risk, and challenge conventional approaches. This culture of entrepreneurship, combined with the availability of human capital, ensures that India is not just consuming global knowledge, but generating it, influencing technology, business models, and industry practices worldwide. Beyond technical skills, India's human capital is marked by creativity, resilience, and adaptability. Centuries of diverse cultural, linguistic, and regional experiences have produced a population capable of navigating complexity, finding innovative solutions under constraint, and collaborating across differences. These qualities are invaluable in a world where challenges are increasingly interconnected. requiring not just expertise but emotional intelligence, cross-cultural understanding, and the ability to work in diverse teams. The demographic advantage also has profound implications for the economy. A young, productive workforce fuels consumption, drives demand, and creates opportunities for investment and growth. Urbanization, technological adoption, and connectivity amplify this effect as more people engage in formal employment, entrepreneurial ventures, and digital platforms that generate wealth, foster innovation, and create jobs. Social development initiatives further enhance the value of human capital. Efforts in healthcare, nutrition, gender equality, and rural development ensure that India's population is not only large but healthy, capable, and empowered. This holistic approach to human development reinforces the nation's long-term competitiveness and ensures that the demographic dividend translates into tangible progress rather than remaining a theoretical advantage. The global perspective on India's human capital is increasingly one of respect and recognition. International corporations, research institutions, and governments view India as a source of talent, a partner in innovation, and a market for new ideas. But outsourcing, collaboration in research and development, and participation in global knowledge networks highlight the significance of India's population as an asset that extends far beyond its borders. Migration and the Indian diaspora further amplify this influence. Millions of Indians living, working, and excelling abroad serve as bridges between India and the world, bringing expertise, investment, and cultural understanding that strengthen India's global position. This diaspora not only contributes economically, but also enhances India's soft power, showcasing the capabilities, creativity, and resilience of its people on the international stage. In essence, India's demographic advantage is a powerful multiplier of its national potential. It is the engine that drives economic growth, the catalyst for innovation, and the foundation for strategic influence. The combination of youth, education, skill development, creativity, resilience, and global connectivity ensures that India's human capital is not just a domestic resource, but a global asset, positioning the nation to compete, lead, and shape the future in ways that few other countries can aspire to. One of the defining elements of India's emergence as a formidable global power lies in its pursuit of energy, independence, and its mastery of nuclear capabilities. These two pillars, interwoven with strategy, technology, and vision, underpin the nation's security, economic growth, and international influence. Energy is the lifeblood of any modern nation, fueling industry, infrastructure, technology, and daily life. Recognizing this, India has embarked on a multifaceted approach to ensure that it meets its growing energy needs while simultaneously reducing reliance on external sources that can introduce vulnerability and uncertainty. At the heart of this strategy is diversification. India is investing across a broad spectrum of energy sources, from traditional fossil fuels to renewable energy, and from hydropower to nuclear energy. The goal is not merely to generate power, but to create resilience, flexibility, and sustainability in a world where energy demands are rising rapidly, and geopolitical tensions can threaten supply chains. Renewable energy, particularly solar and wind, has become a central focus, India's ambitious programs to harness solar power have positioned it among the global leaders in renewable energy capacity. Vast solar farms, innovative distributed energy systems, and government-backed initiatives are transforming the landscape, ensuring that clean, reliable energy reaches cities and villages alike. Wind energy projects complement this effort, tapping into natural resources efficiently and sustainably. These investments are not just environmentally conscious, they are strategically significant, reducing dependence on imports, stabilizing costs, and providing a foundation for future industrial and technological growth. Nuclear energy represents another critical dimension of India's energy and strategic independence. India has developed a sophisticated nuclear program that serves dual purposes, providing a reliable source of low-carbon energy and contributing to national security through a credible nuclear deterrent. The nation's nuclear energy plants supply electricity to millions, supporting industry, technology, and everyday life, while research and development in this field continue to expand capabilities, improve safety, and explore innovative technologies such as thorium-based reactors, which hold the promise of long-term sustainability. Nuclear strength in the military and strategic context further elevates India's position on the global stage. India maintains a policy of credible minimum deterrence, ensuring that its nuclear arsenal is secure, reliable, and capable of deterring potential threats. This capability is carefully calibrated, balancing the need for defense with a commitment to responsible stewardship, signaling to the world that India is both powerful and prudent, capable of defending its sovereignty without reckless escalation. Missile systems, delivery mechanisms, and command and control networks are continually upgraded, reflecting technological sophistication, strategic foresight, and operational readiness. The integration of nuclear energy and military capability demonstrates India's holistic approach to national security and development. Energy independence strengthens the economy, fuels industrial growth, and empowers citizens, while nuclear strength ensures that the nation can protect itself and maintain strategic leverage in international affairs. Together, they create a foundation for national confidence, global respect, and the ability to influence regional and global dynamics. Geopolitically, India's energy strategy enhances its resilience. By reducing dependence on imported oil, gas, and other critical resources, India is less vulnerable to external pressures, price fluctuations, and conflicts that could disrupt supply. Strategic partnerships in energy production, technology transfer, and resource exploration further enhance India's position, allowing it to secure critical supplies while maintaining autonomy in decision-making. Technological innovation is central to this pursuit. India has developed indigenous capabilities in nuclear technology, renewable energy infrastructure, and energy efficiency solutions, ensuring that progress is not simply dependent on external actors, but reflects homegrown expertise. Research into next-generation reactors, energy storage solutions, and smart grids underscores India's commitment to maintaining leadership and self-reliance in a critical sector. Energy independence also has profound implications for economic growth and societal development. Reliable access to power drives industrial expansion, urbanization, and technology adoption, while rural electrification and renewable energy projects improve quality of life, education, and healthcare. By securing its energy future, India creates the conditions for sustainable growth, social progress, and global competitiveness. In the strategic and military arena, the combination of conventional defense, nuclear capabilities, and energy security positions India as a nation that cannot be easily undermined. It demonstrates foresight, resilience, and the ability to plan for the long term, signaling to allies and adversaries alike that India is prepared to safeguard its interests, protect its citizens, and project influence in a complex and evolving world. The integration of energy independence and nuclear strength is a testament to India's vision, ambition, and execution. It reflects a nation that understands the intertwined nature of resources, technology, and security, and one that is determined to ensure that its growth, stability, and strategic power are sustainable, robust, and respected across the globe in the intricate web of international relations and national relations. Power is no longer defined solely by economic size, military might, or natural resources. In the 21st century, influence is increasingly determined by the networks a nation builds, the partnerships it nurtures, and the alliances it forms to navigate an interconnected and often unpredictable world. India, with its growing economic strength, technological prowess, and strategic foresight, has emerged as a nation that understands the transformative power of alliances. These partnerships are not mere formalities. They are instruments through which India projects influence, secures interests, and reshapes global balances. Strategic alliances allow India to amplify its voice on the world stage. By aligning with nations that share common values, economic goals, or security concerns, India gains leverage in multilateral institutions, trade negotiations, and geopolitical discourses. The partnerships it fosters are carefully calibrated to enhance its strategic autonomy, ensuring that India is neither isolated nor overly dependent, but rather positioned to act decisively when global events demand attention. Economic alliances form one of the cornerstones of India's strategic outreach. Through bilateral trade agreements, regional collaborations, and participation in global forums, India has created networks that facilitate investment, technology transfer, and market access. These economic partnerships are not one-sided. They enable mutual growth, innovation, and resilience, ensuring that India benefits from global expertise while simultaneously offering the world a vast consumer base, skilled workforce, and a hub for technological and industrial collaboration. Defense and security alliances further reinforce India's position. Through joint military exercises, intelligence sharing, and defense collaborations, India strengthens its operational capabilities while building trust with key partners. These alliances are particularly significant in a region marked by complexity and competition, where strategic depth, preparedness, and interoperability can make the difference between stability and uncertainty. By engaging in meaningful defense partnerships, India demonstrates that it is both capable of defending itself and willing to contribute to collective security efforts that benefit the wider international community. Diplomatic alliances, too, play a critical role in shaping India's influence. By cultivating relationships across continents, engaging in dialogue with emerging and established powers, and participating actively in multilateral institutions, India positions itself as a responsible global actor. These efforts enhance its ability to advocate for fair trade practices, sustainable development, and peaceful conflict resolution, reflecting a vision that extends beyond national borders and resonates with shared global priorities. Technology and innovation partnerships add another dimension to India's strategic alliances. Collaborative research, knowledge exchange, and joint ventures with other nations accelerate India's capabilities in fields such as artificial intelligence, space exploration, renewable energy, and biotechnology. By engaging in such high-value collaborations, India not only strengthens its domestic capacity, but also positions itself as a contributor to global scientific progress, enhancing both prestige and influence. Strategic alliances also serve as a counterbalance certainty through global uncertainty. In a world where power dynamics are shifting, regional conflicts are persistent, and economic dependencies can create vulnerabilities, alliances provide India with stability, foresight, and the ability to navigate challenges collectively. They allow the nation to mitigate risks, access critical resources, and maintain freedom of action in diplomatic and military domains, ensuring that India's interests are safeguarded even in turbulent times. Cultural and soft power alliances further enhance India's global presence. By promoting education, cultural exchange, and diaspora engagement, India builds connections that are enduring, multidimensional, and deeply influential. These soft power channels complement traditional strategic partnerships, creating goodwill, understanding, and influence that extend beyond formal agreements into the hearts and minds of people worldwide. In essence, India's strategic alliances are carefully designed instruments of national power. They reflect a nuanced understanding that strength is amplified when shared, that influence is magnified through collaboration, and that the global balance of power can be shaped not only by unilateral action, but through networks of trust, mutual benefit, and shared vision. These alliances are not static. They evolve with changing circumstances, adapting to new opportunities, technologies, and geopolitical realities. They demonstrate India's ability to think long-term, act decisively, and position itself as a nation capable of shaping outcomes rather than simply responding to them. The cumulative effect of these alliances is profound. Economically, militarily, diplomatically, and culturally, India leverages partnerships to enhance resilience, project power, and participate actively in shaping global norms and structures. The world recognizes that India's rise is not accidental. It is strategic, deliberate, and reinforced through alliances that reflect foresight, intelligence, and an understanding of the complex interdependencies that define contemporary international relations. In every sense, India's approach to alliances exemplifies the idea that global influence is cultivated through relationships, nurtured through trust, and reinforced by shared goals. Creating a foundation upon which the nation can assert itself confidently and constructively in the global order. India's influence on the global stage extends far beyond economics, technology, or military strength. Perhaps one of its most subtle yet profoundly effective instruments of power is its culture, heritage, and ability to project soft power across continents. For millennia, India has been a cradle of civilization, philosophy, art, literature, and spiritual thought. Its ideas, values, and cultural expressions have transcended borders, shaping the lives, beliefs, and aspirations of countless people around the world. Today, India harnesses this legacy not just as a matter of pride, but as a strategic tool to strengthen its position globally, build relationships, and create influence that is as enduring as it is far-reaching. At the heart of India's soft power is its culture, which embodies diversity, resilience, and creativity. From classical music, dance, and literature to modern cinema, fashion, and cuisine, Indian culture is celebrated, studied, and emulated worldwide. Bollywood, for instance, is not merely an entertainment industry, but a global phenomenon that showcases India's stories, values, and artistic talent to billions. Films and media become vehicles for conveying narratives of ambition, resilience, and cultural richness, creating connections with audiences across geographies. Yoga, meditation, and traditional wellness practices form another pillar of India's cultural influence. Millions of people around the world embrace these practices, integrating them into daily life, workplaces, and educational systems. This global adoption reflects not only the appeal of Indian traditions, but also their capacity to offer solutions to modern challenges such as stress, mental health, and holistic well-being. Education and knowledge dissemination further reinforce India's soft power. Indian universities, research institutes, and scholarship programs attract students from across the globe, creating networks of talent, collaboration, and goodwill. International students who study in India often carry a deep appreciation for the country's values, perspectives, and traditions, becoming ambassadors of its culture and ideas in their own nations. Language, literature, and philosophy also play an essential role. Ancient texts, spiritual teachings, and modern literary contributions present India as a country with profound wisdom, ethical frameworks, and a capacity for critical thinking. These ideas resonate globally, influencing leaders, intellectuals, and communities who seek guidance, inspiration, and new ways of understanding the human experience. India's festivals, art, and traditions provide another avenue for projecting soft power. Cultural festivals, exhibitions, and performances held worldwide showcase India's vibrancy, creativity, and heritage. They create opportunities for dialogue, understanding, and appreciation, forging bonds that go beyond political or economic considerations. Even fashion, cuisine, and lifestyle trends carry the essence of India to distant lands, generating fascination, admiration, and engagement. The Indian diaspora is a critical amplifier of this soft power. Millions of Indians live and work in every corner of the globe, contributing to economies, communities, and industries while serving as cultural bridges. Their success stories, professional achievements, and commitment to maintaining cultural roots enhance India's reputation, create networks of influence, and facilitate partnerships that extend India's reach far beyond its borders. Diplomacy and international engagement leverage this cultural foundation to strengthen ties with nations worldwide. By hosting cultural programs, educational exchanges, and collaborative initiatives, India demonstrates that its approach to influence is inclusive, constructive, and rooted in shared human values. Soft power complements India's hard power capabilities, providing leverage in negotiations, global forums, and strategic discussions. It allows the nation to shape perceptions, build alliances, and cultivate goodwill in ways that conventional power alone cannot achieve. Moreover, India's commitment to global challenges such as climate change, sustainable development, and humanitarian assistance is amplified by its cultural credibility. A nation that demonstrates ethical values, compassion, and creativity gains moral authority, encouraging other nations to collaborate, align, and trust in India's vision. The combination of tradition and modernity ensures that India's cultural influence is dynamic and adaptable. Ancient practices coexist with contemporary innovations, allowing India to remain relevant in a rapidly changing world while staying rooted in its heritage. This adaptability enhances the effectiveness of soft power, ensuring that India can engage diverse audiences, respond to global trends, and maintain influence over time. In essence, India's cultural influence and soft power projection transform perception into power. They create a global identity that is admired, respected, and sought after. They provide a platform for India to engage constructively with other nations, shape narratives, and assert leadership in a manner that is both subtle and profound. By combining creativity, values, and strategic vision, India leverages its cultural richness not just as a reflection of its past, but as a decisive instrument shaping its present and influencing its future.